Welcome to week 3 of Fundamentals of Writing. So for this week, we're going to be doing a peer review. We're going to be doing a peer review of Essay 1, your profile assignment. To get started, you should have already sent me your rough draft through email. If you did that, then you received someone else's rough draft, and you're going to be doing the peer review on their rough draft. After you've received the rough draft of a peer, you will need to go into your Comp 1 Moodle shell underneath Worksheets, locate underneath the outline the peer review form. Print that out, and you will need to write your comments on the form and then take a picture of that form and send it back to me through email. So now I'm going to go over the form and how I want you to approach your peer review and how to fill out your form. Once you have your form, you'll see at the very top it says abstract. You will put your main ideas of this paper. In other words, I want you to read through the entire paper, the rough draft that you have of your peers, and give them feedback in the abstract in terms of what do you think this paper is about. The reason this is important is because you want the reader to be able to read your paper and understand what the general idea of your paper is about. If you read your paper form from your peer, once you've received your rough draft peer review form back, after someone's already looked through your rough draft, and you do not think that their abstract matches what you thought your paper was about, that's when you know you have some major problems. That means that the general ideas you thought you were getting across in your paper are not coming across in your paper. So that's the importance of the abstract lines. I also should mention that you should fill out the author as in the author of the rough draft you're reviewing. And then at the bottom it says reviewer, you'll put your name there. So moving on, under major grammatical mistakes, as you were reading through the entire document, did you notice any major grammatical mistakes? These are things such as using second or third person instead of first person. Remember, no I's, no U's. Also, it could be something like major sentence structural problems. You see a lot of run-on sentences or comma splices or fragments. Or it could be something like contractions. Words such as will not cannot be shortened to won't. Words such as cannot be shortened to can't. In academic writing, there are no contractions. So if you're seeing some contractions, then maybe mention that to your peer. But that's what these lines are for. Did you see any major grammatical mistakes as you read through the document the first time? I'm not asking you to go through and read it again. Just, did you remember seeing any major grammatical mistakes that you want to point out to them? Also, it should be pointed out that this entire process of the peer review is not to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody feel like they did not do a good job. The point of a peer review is to help us get a better grade. I will be grading this harshly. This is not going to be like your journals where you get those points as long as you wrote it. This is where I will literally take off points for every mistake because that's my job. However, one way to make sure that you do not make mistakes is by listening to the videos, by going through and seeing your feedback from myself on your journals, and by also listening to your peer during the peer review process. This will help reduce mistakes and raise your grade. So let's approach it with that attitude that we are not going to criticize someone and try to make them feel bad about themselves. We're criticizing to be constructive so that they can fix those mistakes and make a better grade. Okay, underneath major grammatical mistakes, you see the lines for thesis. What I want you to do is locate the thesis from the very first paragraph. Remember, that's our introduction. In the introduction, we're looking for a thesis, introduction of topics, and also to create an interest for the reader. So read through that first paragraph, find the thesis and underline it, what you think the thesis is, and then give them feedback on their peer review form. Does that thesis answer the question of why is it important for readers to learn about this subject that you've decided to profile? If their thesis does not answer that question, then they need to work on their thesis. Maybe they need to clarify it. Maybe they need to focus it more. Maybe they need to strengthen it. But you need to give them feedback on that thesis. Also, go back through and make sure that in that first paragraph that your peer has introduced the topic that they're talking about in this paper and also created an interest. Everything that I'm telling you to check for is everything that I'm checking for in every single one of your essays. So as I'm going through this, make a mental note of the things that I'm looking for, that I'm trying to see if you've done those, and make sure that you've done them yourself. After we've finished the thesis, you'll move on to the topics. Topic 1, Topic 2, Topic 3 are all going to be the same. Now, I should also point out, remember with the outline, how I said, if you have more than one page worth of body paragraphs, meaning you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 body paragraphs, then you'll have to pull out more outlines and fill out those. With a peer review form, we're just looking for any 3 body paragraphs. We do not have to do all of the body paragraphs. We're looking for 3, and we want to mark those 3 to let them know which 3 we looked at. Out of their 3 body paragraphs, here's what I want you to look for in each one. Can you find the topic sentence? Remember, this is the main idea of that body paragraph. Does that topic sentence help prove their thesis? If you forgot what their thesis was, just look up and remember which one you underlined in the intro paragraph. Number 3, does this body paragraph have evidence to support that topic sentence? If your person is missing any of these items, you need to notate that under the correct corresponding topic. Now, you may notice that underneath each topic area, there is a line for quotations. This probably isn't going to be necessary for this paper since quotations were not required. However, if you see someone did a citation, here's what we're looking for. Did they do an in-text citation for this quote, paraphrase, or summary? And if they did they also do a corresponding reference list citation? So that's what we're looking for. Did they indicate in the body paragraphs that they used other people's information? And did they indicate on the reference page that they used other people's information? On the conclusion, this would be your very last paragraph in the rough draft. After reading it, I want you to underline where you see that they've restated the thesis. And we want to make sure that was done in a new way. In other words, no copy-paste from the intro paragraph. We also want to make sure they've restated some of their main ideas in this conclusion. Give them feedback underneath the conclusion portion of your peer review form. Is take a picture of this and a picture of the essay that you've been working on and upload them to email and email them back to me. Have a good day.